The day of the funeral changed my life forever. But looking back now, I realize that moment was already written. Like a silent movie where you think you're the hero, but someone else wrote the script. It was a cold December morning. You know how time stops when you're about to lose someone? But the world around you keeps spinning. My world had stopped, but the people around me, they kept moving. Their breaths kept going, their feet kept walking, their eyes looked wet. But what was really going on inside their heads? That's the scariest part, isn't it? It was my father's funeral. Everyone was there. Relatives, neighbors, his colleagues, my old teachers. So many faces. And on every face the same emotion. That template sympathy. Like someone wrote in a handbook, this is how you look at a funeral. And standing there was my stepmother. Looking at her, I remembered something. A week ago, when my father was in the hospital, she came every single day. Soup in her hand, juice, medicines. She took better care of him than the nurses. The doctor even said, "You're lucky, your wife really cares about you." My father smiled and nodded. And for a moment I thought, maybe I was wrong about her. Maybe people really do change over time. But on the day of the funeral, she stood in the front. Perfect black suit. Hair perfect, makeup perfect, shoes perfect. Too perfect. So perfect that it looked like she was ready for a photo shoot, not a funeral. And then, that moment came. Everyone was seated. The priest was chanting. The funeral pyre was burning. My real mother, who passed away 15 years ago, her memory hit me like it was yesterday. And I was thinking, where's my father now? Is he watching me? Does he know how alone I feel? And then I saw her. She was standing a little away. Everyone's eyes were down. But her eyes, they were up. And on her lips, there was a smile. A tiny smile. A quick smile. A smile that held every darkness you could imagine. My name is Sarah, and I'm 22 years old. I live in Austin, Texas. My dad, Robert, was my whole world. He raised me alone after my mom passed when I was 7. Worked double shifts, never complained, always provided. Then Vanessa walked into our lives. Beautiful, charming, and 2 years later, his wife. I ignored the red flags. For him. Until December 15th. A 3 a.m. phone call. My father was gone. At the funeral, through all the tears and whispers, I saw something I'll never forget. Vanessa smiled. I didn't know it then, but that smile was just the beginning of my nightmare. The call came at 3:17 a.m. I remember the time because my phone lit up the entire room. I was half asleep, buried in blankets, dreaming about something stupid. Probably college exams or that guy from my economics class I'd been too shy to talk to. Normal stuff. 22-year-old stuff. Then I saw the name on the screen. St. David's Medical Center. My heart stopped. For real, that feeling when your chest just freezes. I sat up so fast the room spun. Hello. Sarah Walker? Yes. This is Dr. Reynolds at St. David's. Your father was brought in about an hour ago. He suffered a massive heart attack. You need to come now. I don't remember getting dressed. I don't remember driving. I don't remember parking my car or running through those hospital hallways. The mind does that when trauma hits. It protects you by deleting the details. What I do remember is this, walking into that ICU waiting room and seeing Vanessa. She was sitting in one of those ugly plastic chairs, legs crossed, phone in her hand. When she looked up at me, her eyes were dry. Completely dry. "Sarah," she said. Soft voice. Controlled. Like she'd practiced it. "Where is he? Where's my dad?" She stood up slowly. Too slowly. Like she was savoring the moment. "Honey, he's gone. They couldn't save him." No tears. Not one. I collapsed. I remember my knees hitting that disgusting hospital floor. I remember screaming. I remember a nurse rushing over, grabbing my arms, trying to calm me down. But Vanessa? She just stood there. Watching. Later, I don't know how much later, they let me see him. My dad looked peaceful. That's what everyone says, right? He looks peaceful. But he didn't. He looked empty. Like a shell. The light was gone. My light was gone. I held his cold hand and promised him I'd be okay. I promised I'd finish college. I promised I'd make him proud. Behind me in the doorway, Vanessa was on her phone, whispering. Then she looked up and caught my eye. For half a second I saw something flash across I stared at my phone screen for what felt like forever. 0. My account balance said 0. Not 500. Not 50. 0. Like I'd never worked a day in my life. Like those 3 years at Coffee Haven, waking up at 4 a.m. to open the shop, had never happened. Like the summers the first spent babysitting the neighbor's kids, saving every penny for college were just a dream. My hands were shaking so bad I dropped the phone. Picked it up. Checked again. Available balance. $0. No. The scream ripped out of me before I could stop it. I ran downstairs, still in my pajamas, still crying, still hoping somehow I'd made a mistake. Vanessa wasn't there. The house was empty. I called her. Straight to voicemail. I texted. Where are you? What happened to my money? Nothing. I called my bank. Sat on the kitchen floor, bare feet on cold tile, waiting for a human to pick up. Thank you for calling Chase Bank. Your wait time is approximately. The robot voice droned on. 15 minutes. 20. When I finally got a person, a woman named Denise with a kind voice, she pulled up my account. I'm so sorry, Miss Walker, she said. There was an online transfer initiated at 2:47 a.m. It was completed at 3:12 a.m. Initiated by who? That's not possible. I was asleep. I didn't. The transfer was made from a device logged into your online banking. It used your security questions to verify. My security questions. Mother's maiden name Johnson. First pet's name Max. High school mascot Tigers. Everyone knew that stuff. It was all over my Facebook. All over my Instagram. All over. Vanessa. She'd been in my dad's office at 2 a.m. His office where he kept his old laptop. Where he kept my birth certificate. My social security card. Everything. Oh my God. I whispered. Miss Walker? Are you still there? The money. Where did it go? There was a pause. Keys clicking. It was transferred to a joint account. Account holder name, Vanessa Walker. Would you like the account number? I didn't any. I couldn't sleep that night. The papers were spread across my bed. Emails, photos, the life insurance policy with my dad's handwriting. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Vanessa's face. That smile at the funeral. Those dry eyes at the hospital. The footsteps at 2 a.m. And now this. Asterisk changed policy November 20th. Call lawyer. Something wrong. Asterisk. My dad knew something was wrong. He felt it. And 3 weeks later he was dead. I grabbed my phone. It was almost 4 a.m. but I didn't care. I called the only person who might have answers, Mike, my dad's best friend. He picked up on the third ring, voice groggy. Hello? Kitty. You okay? No, Mike. I'm not okay. I need to ask you something. Anything. That night my dad called you. The one where he wanted to meet about Vanessa. Did he say anything else? Anything at all? Even something small? Mike was quiet for a moment. I heard him moving around, probably sitting up in bed. He mentioned something about insurance, Mike said slowly. I didn't think much of it at the time. He said, Mike, I think I made a mistake. I think I changed something I shouldn't have. My heart raced. Did he say what? No. But he sounded scared, Sarah. Your dad didn't scare easy. Whatever it was, it had him rattled. Mike, I found papers. Life insurance papers. He changed the beneficiary to Vanessa 3 weeks before he died. Silence. Mike? You still there? Sarah, he said, voice low. You need to be careful. If Vanessa did something to your dad, if she hurt him, then she's dangerous. You understand me? Don't confront her alone. Don't do anything stupid. I won't. But I need to know who she really is. The Vanessa we know, that's not real. I need to find the real her. Mike sighed. Then you need to go back. Way back. Before she met your dad. Where did she come from? Las Vegas. She told my dad she moved from Vegas for a fresh start. Then that's where you start. The next morning I made a decision. I was going to Las Vegas. Chloe thought I was insane. Every day on this channel, we bring you real-life inspired mysteries, crime stories, and family secrets that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Stories that make you think twice about the people you trust. Stories that stay with you long after they end. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button right now. Because every single day we upload a new story. And you don't want to miss the next one. Trust me, they get even crazier. And don't forget to click the bell icon, so every new story reaches you first. Because in stories like mine, timing is everything. Now let's get back to the nightmare. The rusty nail bar smelled like beer and danger. Tony sat across from me, his expensive watch glinting in the dim light. Chloe stood behind me, ready to grab me and run if things went wrong. Mexico, I repeated. She went to Mexico? Tony nodded slowly. That's what I heard. She crossed the border 3 days ago. But here's the thing about Angela. She never stays in one place long. She's like a cockroach. Just when you think you've got her, she scuttles away. Where in Mexico? He pulled out his phone, scrolled for a moment, then turned it toward me. On the screen was a photo of a small beach town. Rosarito. About 20 miles south of the border. She has a friend there, some guy she ran with years ago. Name's Carlos. Owns a little cantina called El Sueño. The dream, Chloe translated. Funny name for a nightmare, Tony muttered. He leaned closer. Look, kid, I'm gonna give you this address. But I need something in return. What? When you find her, and you will find her, you tell her Tony sent you. And you tell her the clock is ticking. 50 grand plus interest. She has 1 week to pay or I come down there myself. And trust me, she doesn't want that. He slid a crumpled napkin across the table. On it was an address scrawled in pen. I took it like it was made of gold. Thank you. Don't thank me. Thank your dad. He sounded like a decent guy. Decent guys should. I sat on that dirty alley ground for what felt like forever. Chloe found me there, crying, holding that photo. She didn't say anything. She just sat down next to me and held my hand. She's gone, I whispered. She's gone and she's won. No. Chloe's voice was hard. She hasn't won. Not yet. I looked at her. What do we do? She's always one step ahead. She knew we were coming. She left that message. She's playing games with us. Chloe took the photo from my hands, stared at it, then flipped it over and read the back again. You'll never find me. And even if you do, you're too late. Too late for what? Chloe muttered. What does she mean, too late? I shook my head. I don't know. The money? She already took most of it. Then why is she still here? Why not run to some other country? Why stay in Rosarito and leave you a message? I stopped crying. Chloe was right. Vanessa could have been anywhere by now. Mexico City, South America, Europe. But she was here, in this small beach town, leaving me clues, watching me from across the street. She wants something, I said slowly. She's not just running. She's waiting. Waiting for what? That's when it hit me. The insurance money. The $500,000. Takes time to process. She can't get it if she's on the run. She needs to stay accessible. Needs to sign papers. Needs to be alive and findable, Chloe finished. So she's hiding nearby. Close enough to handle business, far enough to avoid you. Until the check clears. We looked at each other. Then we have until that check clears to find her, Chloe said. That night we made a plan. Carlos, the guy from the cantina, was our only lead. He knew Vanessa. He gave her a place to stay. He delivered her message. And if we could find him, maybe we could find her. The next morning we went back to El Sueño. The cantina looked different in daylight. Smaller. Sadder. A few old men sat at the bar, drinking beer and watching soccer on a tiny TV. So that's my story. Vanessa thought she won. She smiled at my father's funeral, took my money and ran. But in the end, she's in custody and I'm home. 'Cause I didn't give up. And here's the thing, stories like mine happen every day. Betrayal. Secrets. Justice. And on this channel we bring you those stories. Real ones. Raw ones. The kind that stay with you. So if you made it this far, you're exactly the person who should be subscribed. Hit that subscribe button right now. And click the bell icon so you never miss a story. Because the next one, it might be even crazier than mine. And you don't want to miss it. See you in the next video.